Okay, you can do this. You're in a job you hate, and I'm in a job that I hate. But Trixie, I don't hate it. Shh! Remember, we're trying to get you to press so that way you can read this comedy fic without corpsing. Remember? Oh, fine. I hate my job. I hate my life. Yada yada yada. Okay, I'm good. Let's do this. Estrus by Friendly Uncle. Chapter 1, only chapter. Let's rumble. Rarity the Unicorn winced as he trotted down the road to Ponyville Market Square, peeking over the toss of her sunglasses to see if the sun was still as bright as it had been a few minutes ago. It was, which just reinforces her suspicions that the world was out to get her this morning. If she had her way, Rarity would still be in her boutique, sewing and waiting on customers. But cats and little sisters makes fools of us all, and now she had to buy a new credenza. Not having a credenza actually didn't prevent Rarity from sewing in any way, shape, or form, but knowing that she needed one would have been an unacceptable distraction. An unacceptable distraction being defined as anything that is a distraction. Rarity had standards. She slowed to a walk as she entered the town square, looking around to take in sights, hopefully spot some discount furniture for sale. What grabbed her attention was a lavender unicorn and the act of browsing a bookstall with unnatural interest. The stall's owner was standing back with a slightly glazed look on his face, while his wares were examined with the same care and gusto Verity would have put into browsing precious gems. Smirking a little at the scene, Rarity sauntered over. "Hello, Twilight. Nose buried in books as usual, I see." Twilight Sparkle looked around quickly, then grinned when she caught sight of her friend. "Hi, Rarity. What brings you to the market today?" "Oh, just replacing some worn-out furniture," Rarity said, making a dismissive gesture with her hoof. She paused and leaned in to get a closer look at Twilight's face. You all right, my dear?" "Me, I'm feeling fine," Twilight answered, flicking some perspiration from her brow. One of her back hooves was tapping slowly up and down while she stood there, almost in rhythm. Rarity glanced down at it, then back up at Twilight's face, taking a few steps closer. "You're definitely looking a little flushed, darling," Rarity said. "No offense, but I describe the look in your eyes as glassy. How long have you been out in the sun?" "Not too long," Twilight said, glancing down at the knee-high pile of books she collected. "But now that you mention it, I am feeling a little hydrated. Maybe I should go inside and get something to drink." "That sounds like a marvelous idea," Rarity said. "I offered to join you, but I still have some shopping to do. Why don't I stop by later to check up?" "I'm sure I'm fine." Twilight chuckled, swaying a little on her hose. "But I appreciate the thought. I'd love to have you over if you like. Oh," she turned to the bookseller. "I'll take these, please. Do you have a sack I could use?" The coat headed round to the back to the stall to get a bag, and Twilight stepped over to his table to count out her bits. As he moved past Rarity, the white unicorn happened to take in a breath, so he immediately started coughing. "Oh, are you okay?" asked Twilight, glancing behind herself. "Get a little dust?" "More like a lungful." Rarity half coughed and half laughed, looking in front of her face. "My goodness, darling, I am so sorry. You should have told me you were in heat. We don't really bother being embarrassed by that sort of thing around here." Twilight raised an eyebrow. "I'm in what now?" Rarity blinked. "Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you realize? Oh, I know sometimes it can creep up on me like that. I'll spend the whole day wondering why I'm so agitated. Then it just hits me." She laughed a little, and Twilight joined in. "That's very funny. But I'm still confused," she said. "What's in heat?" Rarity's expression froze as she stared at her friend. If equestrian science had developed automobiles, and if the deer native to the region were dumb enough to stand in front of one, then Twilight would have described Rarity's face as resembling that of a deer caught in a pair of headlights. But it hadn't, and the deer weren't. So Twilight settled for adopting a puzzled look and waving her hoof in front of her friend's eyes. "Rarity, come on, you're starting to worry me here. What are you talking about?" "You." Rarity glanced around to make sure the stall-keeper was still looking for bags. "You've never really heard of heat before, as applied to, mess?" "No," Twilight said, eyebrows creased in confusion. "Is that a colloquial expression for something?" "I don't think so. You know what? I'm probably wrong. Oh, but you clearly need to get out of the sun. I'll explain later. Right now you should get inside and have that drink. But a nice cool soda, too." "I am getting a little lathered up," Twilight said, rubbing his foam off her flanks. "Are you okay, Rarity? You're acting kind of scared all of a sudden. Did I miss something? Oh no, I'm fine, Rarity said, glancing around rapidly. I just remembered that I really should get to shopping. Yes, now that I think about it, I really do have to hurry. I'll see you later, darling. Bye. Uh, bye, said Twilight, staring confused as Rarity really ran far away from her. Gosh, did my Tiara fail or something? You know, I just had a weird thought while reading this, guys. Do you think Pokemon have estrus cycles? Scary thought when it comes to some of them. I mean, you have things like Charizard. What about Digimon? Ugh. I mean, I guess for some of the more animal-centric Digimon, but... Oh, that's a scary thought. A female Greymon in heat. No. A female Metal Greymon in heat. There'll be no survivors! Well, thanks for your braces. Y'all have a wonderful day now, you hear? Applejack smiled and hummed contentedly to herself as she counted up the bits she made. Behind her, Big Magatos rearranged the apples, whatever it was he did while she sold them. Frankly, she never really bothered to check. Psst! The reserve probably blinked and looked around. She could have sworn she heard something. Psst! Applejack! She frowned and leaned over her stall. Rarity was crouched down in front of it, looking around as if he were being watched. Applejack raised an eyebrow. Really? Are you okay? I need your help. Applejack's brows furrowed as he looked down at her friend. This ain't like the time you told me you needed help because the worst possible thing has ever happened. Ever happened. And then I raced over to your boutique and turned out all you needed was some pony to try on a dress. Oh no, darling, nothing like that, Ernie said, waving a hook dismissively. Besides, I know that would only work on you once. No, this is a real problem. I think Twilight may be in trouble. Well, why didn't you say so? Exclaimed Applejack, hovering over her stand and landing next to the unicorn. Mike! You can stand the stall while I take care of this, right? Yup. Applejack immediately turned to head for the library, stock clock still. Slight blush rising in her face. Ernie bit her tail to hold her progress. The unicorn immediately spouted the appendage and put a hoof on Applejack's shoulder. Blah. Wait a moment. I have to explain the situation first. Come to the boutique. Applejack gave her the most sidelong looks. I'm perfectly serious. I don't want to explain this out here. It would be so embarrassing for the poor thing if somebody went to over here. She nodded subtly in Big Mac's direction. Applejack scowled a little, but nodded in full Rarity as she led her way back to her store. I don't make faces, dear, Rarity commented as she led the way. It'll stick like that. I'll throw in a cold drink if you don't feel taken advantage of. How's that? You must be thirsty after being in the hot sun all day. I am a man parched, Applejack admitted, so cold water will be just fine. The statement was immediately followed by a major thundercrack and a torrent of rain. Rarity let out a hysterical shriek at the sudden downpour and fled as if her tail was on fire, weighted by her roared coiffure. Applejack simply let out a deep sigh. Her gaze drifted upwards to the small cloud, hovering a few pony lengths above her head, and the grinning faces peering over her heads. Some pony order some cold water? Raven Dash called out before dissolving to giggles. Pinkie Pie, perched on Dash's back, was already cackling gleefully. Applejack glared down for a few moments before her expression turned into a dangerous smile. Rainbow Dash stopped laughing. What are you grinning about? Finally learned to take a joke? Oh, probably still book you black and blue most days. Applejack let out a chuckle. But y'all got a point. Light rearing is awful soothing. That ain't why I smiled, though. Oh, yeah? Pinkie giggled. Then why are you? Because y'all neglected to make your getaway. What? The mares let a string of surprise as flowing water threw its contents on over them, dissipating its cloud, forcing Rainbow Dash to glide to the ground with Pinkie, still laughing on her back. Rarity snorted at them as she lowered the trough back into the ground. And it serves you right, Fuffians! Applejack and I have very important matters to discuss, and we don't have time to play with you. Hold on now, Applejack said, wringing water of her mane. Maybe a girl's out come with us. Rarity here says Twilight's in a spot of trouble. She was just about to explain what was going on when you two decided to be idiots. Sun and Moon, don't tell them that, Rarity panicked. The last thing we need is... Hey! Shouted Rainbow Dash. What's that supposed to mean? We're just as much as Twilight's friends as you are. Why wouldn't we want to help her? Yeah, we got the answer to question for Twilight, Pinkie agreed. What's wrong? Is he sad? I bet I know what to fix that. It's a part. It's not quite that simple, dear, said Rarity. Speaking Pie mumbled through her huff. Oh, but I suppose I might as well tell you, since I know that if I don't, you're going to directly Twilight herself and make a mess of everything. Well, you gotta be like that, said Rainbow Dash. We just want to help. I know, dear, but this is a delicate situation that requires delicate handling. We can be delicate, the Pegasus countered. Rarity stared at her. Rainbow held her gaze for an impressive period of time, or she cried to burst out laughing. Okay, no, I can't. But that's beside the point. It's Twilight's in trouble that we want to help. And if you don't let us, we'll pester you until you do, threatened Pinkie Pie. Rarity's eyes narrowed. Try me. 10 seconds! Applejack practically yelled as Rarity opened the door to the boutique, letting her, Rainbow, and Pinkie inside. That was all you could take? Lion sakes, girl, I've seen you sit on a straight pin for longer than that. She put her tongue in my ear, Rarity whined, wiping the faulty orifice with her hoof. You try putting up with that. Meh, said Rainbow Dash. That's no problem for AJ. She likes it. Applejack gave the Pegasus a look that, were capable of doing so, not would have only killed her, but analyzed the corpse and wiped out any remaining records of her existence. Dash and the other two ponies with her took several steps back, found interesting things in the boutique that they could look at without meeting the orange mare's baleful gaze. Oh my goodness, am I interrupting something? The insatiable ponies blinked and turned to the source of the new voice. A banana cream-colored Pegasus with a pink mane was watching them with a worried expression from atop of one of Rarity's ponykins. Fluttershy, said Rarity, what are you doing? Fluttershy wordlessly climbed down and trotted over to her friends, a carefully neutral expression on her face. I'm sorry, she said. Tinkerbell let me in. I just want to see if you're free to visit and maybe get something to eat this afternoon. That sounds lovely, said Rarity. Once we're done here, of course. Oh, is Sleepy Belle still here? Fluttershy shook her head. She went out to play with Alphabloom and Scootaloo. Something about Cutie Mark Crusader Demolition Derby drivers. Well, I'm certainly fine. But why were you... You know, I always wanted to try that, Pinkie Pie said, bounding suddenly across the room and hopping onto the top of the recently vacated pumpkin. Woohoo! Ryan Pony Girl! All right then, said Dash. So, you gonna tell us what's going on or not? Oh, Fluttershy said. What's going on? My friends, began Rarity, pacing around the center of the town's post-it. I've gathered thee here because your friend of mine, Twilight Sparkle, is in need of our friendship. But I came here on my own. For the purposes of this meeting, you may consider yourself gathered, said Rarity, raising one hoof dramatically. That's beside the point. What's the point? Drawled Applejack. A savern on one top of your head. Rarity spared Applejack a glare as Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash silently discussed how sick of a burn that had been. Rarity just looked confused. All right, growled Rarity. It seems that none of you are going to let me do this with any kind of decorum. I'll just say that Twilight is in heat. The others stared at her. Applejack raised an eyebrow. Fluttershy blushed deeply. Rainbow Dash blinked as her wings gently began to unfurl. Pinkie Pie slowly slid off the polykin and landed on the ground with a bump. That's awesome! We should throw her a heat party. Oh dear Celestia in a china shop. No, we are not throwing a party, Rarity said quickly. Why would she even think about doing that? Why not? Pinkie carelessly bounced across the room. It's not really the sort of thing you throw parties for, Rarity said in place of Fluttershy. Yeah, you don't want to advertise it in case too many stallions catch wind of it, said Rainbow Dash. Pinkie's eyes stopped bouncing and frowned out in confusion. Wait, this isn't about Twilight getting laid? Well, it's up to Twilight, Applejack commented, scowling. What I want to know is, why does Rarity think this is such a big deal? He ain't no thing. Just take a cold shower, call it a day. Yeah, you're making Kibble and this I was serious, agreed Rainbow Dash. Every pony knows how to deal with heat. I'm in heat right now, said Pinkie cheerfully. Fluttershy squeaked. You're not letting me finish, Rarity snarled. I spoke to Twilight today. She's in heat, and she doesn't know what that means. The time all four of her friends looked on in bald shock. Say, what? Applejack masked a few moments. Doesn't know what... How could she not? She was clearly feeling the symptoms, she explained. But when I commented on it, she didn't know what I was talking about. She literally stood in front of me and said, "What is heat?" The poor thing is spinning up with her own hormones and doesn't realize why. Rarity's horn glimmered, and the couch was pulled out in another room for her to faint onto. Fluttershy frowned a little. I don't mean to second guess you, Rarity, but are you sure? Maybe she just has a fever. Oh, I'm positive, Rarity said ruefully. That's not a smell you mistake for something else. Fair enough. Less crazy talk, said Applejack, pacing back and forth as he spoke. How could a pony get to marrying age without ever learning about the birds and bees? Folks hated to tell her what was going on when she got old enough, didn't they? Oh, not necessarily, said Fluttershy. The other mares turned to her. Fluttershy noticed the scrutiny and hung down on the floor, staring back at him. Your parents didn't tell you about heat and sex and falling stuff? Asked Pinkie Pie. Well, they did, sort of, but they were kind of bad at it. Oh, I know my parents tend to be loath to approach me on the subject, said Rarity. They still explain it. How bad could a Twilight been? First I looked at the floor. Well, so you see, dear, said Twilight's mother as she turned out the wire, that hot feeling is your wretched little body becoming full with sin and unnatural lust, and it's making you do bad, terrible things and cults. That's why we resist those terrible urges, otherwise we catch horrible diseases, and the princess in her infinite wisdom and judgment sends us straight to Pony Hill. I understand, Mommy, said little Twilight, pawing at the remains of her closely shorn mane. I'm very sorry. Now you should be. Now dry off. When your father gets home, he's going to beat the evil out of your hindquarters. Stop crying! I don't really think Twilight's parents are like that, said Applejack carefully. Pinkie Pie walked over to Fluttershy and wordlessly gave her a big hug. Fluttershy blushed, but didn't object. If you don't mind my asking, said Rarity, if your parents would not help at all, then how did you find out? Well, Grandma has told me a lot of things that she heard from her friends, said Fluttershy, but that all turned out to be wrong. Hey, I was working with what I had. Then I learned how to take care of animals and, well, you can't work with bunnies and not find out how reproduction works. You should have seen the look on her face the first time a rabbit humped her leg, cackled Rainbow Dash. Fluttershy gave her a look. Well, gosh, said Applejack. Mac and Apple Bloom and I grew up pretty much always knowing how it worked. I mean, we live on a farm. My folks explained everything I couldn't figure out on my own. But maybe Twilight's parents just didn't tell her? Wait, said Rarity. Apple Bloom knows about the facts of life. Well, sure, why wouldn't she? That explains why Sweetie Belle is afraid of Big Macintosh. Applejack faced up. I'm going to have a talk with that filly. In any case, said Rarity, getting up from her couch and tenting her hoof pensively, something else occurs to me. Even if Twilight's parents didn't tell her about heat, then she would have learned it about in school, surely. After all, she's only studied the most advanced curriculum available in the most prestigious university in Equestria. I learned about it in school here in Ponyville. I'm certain the subject must have come up in Canterlot. Wait, you mean like a sex ed class? Said Rainbow Dash, shuddering. Ugh. We had that class cell too. How worthless was yours? Oh dear. All right, Phyllis, said Rarity's dear teacher. I'm married that seem to be home for solid grand. Listen up. You're starting to reach a certain age, the cults are going to start noticing you. That's all well and good. But when you go out with those ruffians, you make sure they keep it in their shoes, all right? Miss Joke, said young Rarity, raising her huff. What does that mean? It means that colts have a thing called a tallywhacker, said Miss Choke. They're going to try putting in you, but you don't let them. That's for after you put a ring on their hoof. They might try to do it anyway, and if they do, you're going to give them a little something I call the ball bucker, which I shall now demonstrate for you on my TA. Wait, what? Said Slade, the assistant gym teacher. We're doing what now? Correct! Oh, sweet merciful Celestia, my balls! Now walk it off, you fancy, grunted Joke. I'll see you nice back. Any more questions? Fluttershy, asked Pinkie Pie. Why are your wings all spread out like that? Fluttershy just made a high-pitched squeaking noise and tried to hide under Rarity's couch. Okay, said Rainbow Dash, flying in a slow circle around the room. So Twilight's parents might have been nutcases and really screwed up by telling her about going to heat. I can believe that. After my parents tried to explain sex to me, I spent the next few years thinking that erection was something a stallion needed to get out of the hospital. You thought what? Asked the baffled Applejack. I don't have any brothers, Rainbow seethed, and my mom was really vague. And as for school, yeah, good luck with that. In my class, they showed us a film strip about venereal disease, and I think they were trying to convince us that you got syphilis for going to a fly-in movie. I remember that one, said Rarity. The one with the fitting that had a sore on her lip. Took me 5 years to figure out what that was supposed to mean. Exactly! Rainbow Dash threw her hose in the air in exasperation. But the thing is, I at least knew I was going to heat when it happened. Twilight's what, at least my age? This can't be her first time. So what happened the first time? And every time after that, does he just get heat stroke around that time every year? In her vag? That's what I kind of thought for the first time, said Piggy, looking unusually thoughtful. I mean, at first, I thought my bits were on fire, so I tried to put it out with sand. But that was really itchy. So then I used water, and that worked for a little while, but then I got all worked up again. So then I decided my bits were being naughty, so I decided to spank them. That didn't work too well either, but afterwards I found out what did work, and... Applejack interrupted Piggy with a hoof to the snout. Okay, pigs, I think we get it, said Rainbow Dash. Oh, sweet merciful Celestia, this is never going to get monetized. I'm going to have to put on the parental guidance rating for this one, aren't I? But you did find out eventually, right? Your parents caught you clopping and they told you what was going on? Oh, no, said Pinky, as soon as Applejack took her hoof away. My parents never talked about clopping or doing it or whatever. Sometimes, when my sisters and I talked about it, they did pretend they didn't even know what we were talking about. She paused and struck her chin thoughtfully. Honestly, if it wasn't for the whole me existing thing, I'd almost think my parents didn't know what doing it was. Sometimes I kind of wonder if I'm adopted. Pinkie Pie looked crestfallen for a split second. Then her face lit up as he bounced into the air. Fluttershy, in the act of rushing over to give Pinkie a hug, missed and ran into Rainbow Dash instead. But it doesn't matter if I'm adopted or not, because my parents love me anyway, said Pinkie as he bounced up and down. And Grandpa wasn't anywhere near as shy as talking about doing it as they are. The second time I went to heat, I asked her if she knew what was happening, and she explained all about it. Why do I have a feeling that Maud may have had some sort of help? Then again, why am I thinking that Maud going to heat is actually one of the few times in her life she actually gets emotional? She paused, jaw slack with horror. Oh my gosh! Twilight doesn't have a green pie. She doesn't know anything. We gotta help her. She glanced at Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. They're still trying to untangle themselves. What are you two doing? Well, gosh, said Applejack, sitting down on the floor with a bump. What are we supposed to do about this? Are we supposed to go and tell Twilight about colts and fillies and foals? Is this actually a conversation we're all going to have? I suppose so, said Rarity. Oh dear, what should we be first advise her to do about it? Well, said Pinkie, I'll tell you what. I'll go get Applejack's brother and... Ah! Ooh, sorry, forgot you were right there. Well, not getting any stallions to help Twilight, said Rarity firmly. What's that? Do I hear Flash Sentry groaning in disappointment? That's for her to deal for herself when she decides she wants to. In the meantime, I have some creams and ointments that do the job quite nicely. Ointments? Applejack shook her head. Lay that's for scrapes. She just needs a cold bath is all. Now, sort her right out. Well, a cold bath is nice, said Rainbow, finally freeing her side and Rainbow the others. But we really want her to feel better. She's just better off giving the point in the pink a boathouse pat on the head. There's there. Rainbow frowned. Never heard that one? It's not hard to figure out talking about clopping. That might work for Pegasus and unicorns, Applejack said with a shrug. No offense meant, but us there ponies have got a little bit more stamina, if you know what I mean. I let myself get all worked up, and I'll be at it all day. Yeah, said Pinkie. This one time, I was at a marketplace while I was in heat, and I found this great big cucumber, and oh, please don't finish that sentence, whipped a Rarity. What? Fluttershy squeaked. What do you do with a cucumber? Substitute stallion, said Rainbow with a grin, elbowing Fluttershy in the hooves. I use clouds myself. You don't need any lube. Ow! Did not need to know any of that, moaned Applejack. But Why, a cucumber, Fluttershy said, looking increasingly confused. That's like they make... Oh, gosh, I said that out loud. Make what? Asked Rainbow Dash, eyes narrowing. What do they make? Fluttershy tried to hide under Rarity's couch again, but her wings got stuck. Rainbow Dash dragged her out by the tail. She whimpered quickly as he soon to feel persistent. This is specialty in Sapper Cloud Steel, she nearly wailed. They make things for bears. Ooh, said Pinkie Pie. Those! Oh, I use those too. The cucumber was just an experiment. She paused and glanced around, knowing that she was surrounded on all sides by friends with slightly horrified looks on their faces. She leaned down to Fluttershy's level. What model do you use? She stage whispered. My favorite's the Drippy Dragon. The Drippy... Okay, I can get through this line. I promise. My favorite's the Drippy Dragon. Oh, that one's too messy for me, Fluttershy said. I like the bruiser. Pinkie Pie's eyes widened. Wow, that's the big one. I'm impressed, Fluttershy. Thank you. If you excuse me, guys, I'm going to check online to see if both of those exist, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, I just checked. They exist, and I think we just got a new sponsor. This episode brought to you by Bad Dragon Sex Toys. Boom! And there goes our monetization. Thank you. Reddy fell over on the couch and nearly exaggerated faint. That's enough! She cried. A small more than enough. I agree with Rarity, Applejack said, empathetically. Oh, come on, said Rainbow Dash. We never talk about this stuff. We're bonding. You mean bond over something else? Fluttershy whimpered. Yeah, this is a bit much, Applejack said, gently patting the frightened Pegasus. I'd like to think you girls can honestly talk to me about whatever might be on your minds. But there is some information I really don't need. And y'all Clop is definitely on that list. Why? Asked Pinkie Pie. Because Applejack is uncomfortable with her own sexuality, said Rainbow Dash. I'll show you uncomfortable! The employees looked on in shock as Applejack tackled Rainbow Dash out of the air, wrestled her to the ground. Rainbow Dash cackled gleefully the entire time. Ha! What are you gonna do, AG? Teabag me? You... Oh, Celestia, she is! How does that even... Plot! It got in my mouth! Somebody, help me! Mommy? Daddy? Said Pinkie Pie. Are you getting a divorce? Applejack and Rainbow Dash stopped what they were doing and stared at Pinkie Pie. She smiled at them. It's getting kinda late, said Fluttershy. Should we go check on Twilight now? Excellent suggestion, said Rarity, leaping to her hose and trying over to the boutique door. It opened with a blast of magic from her horn as he quickly shooed the others out. Stop laughing now. The sooner we get to Twilight and teach her about the facts of life, the sooner we can all go our separate ways and hop or stab ourselves in the eye or whatever it is we need to do. Fluttershy, are you alright? My wings are caught in the doorway. Can you, give me a few minutes, please? Take your time. The 5 ponies stood outside the library, frowning at the door. Applejack glanced around at her friends and shrugged, knocked again. Are we sure she's home? Asked Fluttershy. There's a series of crassus noises. Some metallic bangs from inside, followed by a repetitive thumping noise. Someone's home, said Rainbow Dash. Applejack raised her hope to knock again, but before she got open, it opened to reveal a wide-eyed Twilight Sparkle. Yes, hello, how can I... Oh, hi, girls. What's up? Applejack leaned back a little. Twilight broke into a smile, but she was very visibly sweating and remained like decidedly frazzled. She and Applejack stared at each other for a long moment. Can we come in? Prompted Rarity. Oh, yes, please come in. She moved away from the door and ushered the other ponies inside. The library was even more of a mess than usual, with books piled haphazardly on the floor, and pieces of parchment scattered about, with no apparent rhyme or reason. Twilight smiled weakly as she cleared a path. Sorry about the mess. Spike's saying was a chorus tonight. I just needed some time to myself, you know. Oh, not that you girls are bothering me or anything. It's great to see you all. Hey, does anybody want a drink? I'll get us the drinks. She carried into the kitchen, leaving the others look at awkwardly in sudden silence. She's got it bad, said Pinkie Pie. Woof! Rainbow Dash's eyes twitched as she tried to breathe through her mouth. Yeah, I can smell. Please don't be rude, whispered Fluttershy. The poor thing. She's gonna be so embarrassed. Do we have a plan here? Applejack said. We don't really talk about this. No, that episode would probably get banned so fast! I don't know about you, Rarity said with a flip of her mane, but my plan is let Rarity do the talking. I can teabag you too, Applejack snarled. Okay, said Twilight brightly as he came into the room, levitating a tray full of cups and pitchers. I've got lemonade, apple juice, grape juice, wheatgrass juice, and here's a bottle of soda I picked on my last trip to Caroline. It's pacific flavored. I have no idea what it is, but it sounds tasty. The others exchanged looks. So, not that I mind, but I thought it was just you coming by, Rarity. Did you girls want something to do as a group tonight? I'm up for whatever. Actually, we wanted to all talk with you, Twilight. Rarity walked over to the purple unicorn, carefully put a forearm on her withers. I'm a little worried about you. We all are, actually. Twilight looked around at her friends in surprise. They were earsely back and worried. Oh, wow, thanks. What are you all worried about? Well, Rarity was telling us about how she ran into you earlier, said Applejack. You seemed a little under the weather. What? Twilight perked up. Oh, that! Oh, gosh. I'm really sorry about that. It's not really easy to get over. She brushed a chuckle behind her hoof. I just realized just after Rarity left, I'm kind of going through my Estrus cycle at the moment. I'm a little early this year, so it kind of took me by surprise. And that's actually my spike sound. I kind of had to take care of business there, if you know what I mean. She grinned them at sheepishly, was quickly melted to worry present as every pony stared at her in slight jaw surprise. What? I'm sorry, was that too much information? You said she didn't know what it was! Screamed Rainbow Dash, pointing accusatory hoof at Rarity. Her jaw dropped. She didn't, said Rarity defensively, rearing back a little. I asked her and she didn't know what it meant. Wait, what? I said what now? Well, Applejack said. Well, you talked to Rarity earlier today, so you asked you if you were in heat, and you told her you didn't know what that meant. Yeah, Twilight said, because I don't. But you just told us that you were. Fluttershy said, eyebrow raised cutely in confusion. No, I didn't, said Twilight. I said I'm in Estrus. You guys are talking about... Wait, that's the same thing? The other ponies gaped at her, except for Pinky, who fell over the floor and started rolling on the ground laughing. Well, yeah, said Applejack, massaging her brows with her hoof. Playing in the height means Estrus. But Rarity said it wasn't a colloquial expression, Twilight almost sighed. It's not! Rainbow Dash actually sighed. Every pony calls it that! I don't! Twilight, dear, I'm sorry I confused you, said Rarity. But really, as far as I am aware, that is a very nearly universal term of face. I've never met a pony who didn't know the term. Yeah, Piggy said. Who taught about you anyways? Well, I am the personal student of Princess Celestia, said Twilight with a hint of smugness. You learned about Estrus from her? Guessed Fluttershy. Well, yeah, said Twilight. She's the Sun Princess and kind of responsible for it. The Estrus cycle is actually triggered by excess warmth and sunlight. That's why most mares get it early in the summer. So Celestia is kind of the ideal pony to ask about it. Gosh. I wonder what it would be like to be taught the facts of life by Princess Celestia herself. Princess Celestia, God Empress of all ponydom. Why am I scared about this next scene? Guys, fans, if you are listening to this and you are fans of Princess Celestia, I suggest you get out of the room now. Still here? Good, I've trained you well. Lay sprawled on the enormous round mattress she used for a bed. Oh God, no! Her golden regalia was placed off to one side, her unblemished alabaster coat practically glowing in the dim firelight, and her great dark eyes glazed down lovingly at the young pony nestled in the croup of her powerful foreleg. Sweaty and bedraggled, Twilight Sparkle nevertheless stared up at her teacher as if she was existing in the universe, hanging on the white alicorn's every word. So you see, my faithful student, said Celestia, what you're going through may be somewhat disconcerting. It's a perfectly natural and beautiful process. Your body's preparing itself to bear new life. You might not be ready for that responsibility just yet, but the fires of Estrus within your belly are a sure sign that you matured properly into a healthy young mare. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Princess,
said Twilight softly, nuzzling her mentor's soft coat.
I just, I just wish it didn't burn so much. I feel so tight, like I'm going to snap. Is there anything I can do?
Okay, that's it. Forget about not being monetized. I don't even think YouTube's gonna let us do this. There are ways to ease tension, dear Twilight, said Celestia as he bent her noble head to caress the unicorn's cheek. I'll tell you some of, and you'll discover things of yourself. It's not easy, but it is worth it.
But is there anything you could do, Princess?
Twilight's eyes were large and pointy. She ever so gently grasped Celestia's long hoof between her two small ones.
Please.
For the first time, Celestia seemed unsure, averting her gaze from Twilight's face. I should not. That would be inappropriate, Twilight. You are so young, and as your teacher, I shouldn't take advantage of you in such a way. Twilight moaned softly and rubbed Celestia's hoof unconsciously against her chest and stomach, simmering at the sensation.
Please, Princess. It's all right with me. If it's you.
Celestia continued to stare at the wall for a long moment, her brow furrowed in thought, before she finally bent her head once more, and ever so delicately licked her tongue against Twilight's horn. She chuckled sensually as the little unicorn gasped, but her hips in response. Very well, my faithful student. Lie back and prepare your body. Your princess will take care of everything. Yep, that's it! YouTube is definitely not gonna play this! Oh, come on! Like, this is as bad as anything that's been at the Sage Plays on his channel! Still, I'm surprised. We did Xenolestia at the beginning of the year, and now at the end of the year, we have done Molestia. Wow. I wasn't expecting to do those two guys, but there you go. It was not like that! Twilight insisted, cheeks burning. Yeah, but can you imagine? Said Rainbow Dash, grinning hugely. First I was sitting on the floor beside her. Miley could cuss from her where it made Bane Pegasus had flared her right to smack her in the face.
Does Princess Celestia go to him?
Asked Pinky, between mouse and popcorn. You know, I don't know, said Twilight, rubbing her chin thoughtfully. Well, wouldn't she? Asked Rarity. She may be an alkaline, but she's still physically a pony, isn't she? She would have had the same needs. I almost figured she was above that sort of thing, said Applejack. Like she could control what her own body did. At least use magic if she didn't do it naturally. The princess never really talks about herself that way, said Twilight. At least not to me. She definitely eats regular meals, though. She has a bathroom attached to her quarters, so I would think she has all the same biological functions as any other pony. Going to heat is probably part of that. Huh, said Rainbow Dash. Wonder how she deals with it. You know, I always thought that there must be a reason she had so many handsome stallions parading around the palace in armor. I'm sure they're not just gauze. Rarity! What if that's my brother? I know, and I'm saying that before he and Cadence got together, he had some practice. Oh, God! Rarely! What, you never assumed she did some sort of thing, Applejack? Not all perks of being a princess, you know. Then again, Applejack. Look, Big Mac did make an unexpected delivery to Camelot about a few weeks back. I wonder why. Oh gosh, no! Meanwhile, what's in chains and kinking leather? The guards are going to get laid tonight. Princess Luna hovered in midair, just outside Carolina's city limits. Beside her floated one of her aides, a golden yellow Pegasus pony with a white mane named Festival. Before them thundered the tears of Epona. Ding! The great waterfall that emerged from the caverns beneath Camelot Castle and plunged thousands of feet into the equestrian river below. Using the traditional royal Camelot voice was more than required here. It was the only way to be heard above the crash and boil of millions of gallons of icy cold spring water. Thou means to tell me she does this every year? Asked Luna, being somewhat amused expressed on her face. More or less, your highness, answered Festival, flapping her wings significantly harder than Luna to maintain the same altitude. Sometimes Princess Celestia chooses,
more traditional modes of soothing your estrus, but most of the time she comes here.
Luna's quirked an eyebrow in her age direction.
And this is common knowledge among the court, said Festival. I mean, it's not like Her Majesty comes out of her apartment yelling, "Hey, every pony, I'm in heat, hold my calls." But what she does, she more or less does the same thing, same time every year. We can put two and two together. We try not to bother her when she's in season. She deserves privacy. Of course, said Luna in the affirmative. Will she be very long? It depends. Once a decade ago, I heard her took a whole 3 days. But more recently, it's only been a matter of hours. Word has it that Captain Brucelphus has something to do with that. Her Majesty is quite affectionate with him, more than would be required for a mere commander of the guard.
Luna frowned. I do not appreciate ponies spreading rumors about my sister's private affairs.
I wouldn't call it a rumor exactly, said Festival hastily. It's quite obvious the princess dotes on the captain, as he's the only pony he's had a good word to say about. It isn't telling stories as such as ponies seeing what's in front of them and drawing the obvious conclusions. Really, your highness, we all love your majesty dearly, and there's not a pony in the court who would judge her for anything in her personal life. If anything, we wish she let herself be a little more open about it. But of course, we all understand she must have her reasons.
I imagine so, said Luna ruefully.
Thank thee, Festival. Thou hast been quite helpful. Thou hast my permission to go and attend to your other duties now. Yes, your highness. You know, Trixie, I just realized on this show we could do on Her Majesty's.
No!
I mean, come on. We could convince Twilight and Shining to leave the room for a while.
No!
We're not doing on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Oh, come on. It would squirt the hell out of Twilight if you were to walk into the room. I knew that would attract your attention. The Pegasus flew away towards the castle. Luna turned back to the waterfall with a smell smirk on her face. The waterfall came out far enough from the mountainside. There shouldn't have been any rock outcroppings, reaching down far enough to disrupt it. Yet it was clear that there was an object within the falls, slightly disturbing the flow of water. The crash and roar of the falls themselves were accompanied by a loud hissing as the water struck the object, and on contact threw a big curling flow of steam, which was drifting outwards. Into the sky, a column which dwarfed the castle itself, and shaded the valley far below. Casting a shield cell about herself to keep the water off, Luna allowed herself to drift closer to the waterfall, the steaming object hovering within it. Her smile growing wider, the Princess of the Night lit up her horn and said telepathically clearly into the interior of the waterfall.
"Art thou all right, sister?"
"Oh, I'm just great," King Celestius answered, accompanied by a wry mental smirk. "You should join me. The water's fine." "I think I will refrain for the moment," returned the chuckling Luna. "Then when my time comes, I will probably quite enjoy it. I was simply wondering what thou hast got to today, and is there anything I can do to help?" "Well, if you would, go down to the kitchens and, discreetly, see about having the staff set aside a few large cucumbers."
Yeah, yeah.
Next week? Tomorrow? Next week?
Christmas fix.